Welcome to HSR Motorsport.
Hello and welcome everybody back once again to the HSR Motorsports GT3 Championship Round 1. It's Season 5 here at Donington Park. We go to the heart of the UK for one of the most infamous and incredible circuits in the United Kingdom. It is a track that is about as old as, well, UK racing itself in terms of pre- and post-war. Opened back in 1931, it is the oldest permanent racing circuit designed initially for motorsport racing, but today we are going to be seeing the GT3 cars out on track on this lovely, as I was talking about, 2.5, 4.0 kilometer circuit. Back in 1931, this track unchanged since 2010 in the middle of Derby, England. 12 corners, 5 to the left and 7 to the right for these drivers to tackle here tonight. 88 meters of elevation as well, and overtaking opportunities fairly thin when it gets down to it. You can see the twisty, windy natures of the circuit, and there is the old-fashioned Starkey's Bridge, where they'll be heading up the hill all the way through Hollywood and up to the top of McLean's and Copse, where they go back down the hill towards the Fogarty S's. But of course, the circuit has had, its trials throughout the years. It was a military base back during the war, as every single track in the UK is. But why don't we take a look at it, get down to the qualifying and the event that's on tonight. Why don't we talk a little bit about the event as well? There is the Donington circuit ahead of you. The cars out on circuit getting their lap times in. Current pole position set at a 128.3. That is the time to beat for the split quali. We have 3 different types of drivers out there: gold, silver, and bronze category, as well as, of course, 1 mandatory pit stop that is going to be required to take tires. No pit window, but at some point in time they'll have to come in for at least a 30-second stop. And a pit stop here at Donington with a tire change is going to cost you about 54 seconds. And looking at the lap times, well, it's just about over half a lap, to be honest, and might put a dent in it if you do mess that up. But on that, why don't we get down to the action here, folks? Take a look at some of these lovely cars out on circuit, as this is our pole sitter right now, currently held by Alex Irwanish. Apologies on the mispronunciations already. Of course, we're going to have a couple of those throughout the night, and I do, my American brain apologizes. Welcome to everybody that is joining us on the YouTube side of things, as well as the Twitch side. I see the YouTube chat is absolutely buzzing right now. We got Simone Massi, we got Michael Topinka, we have Lorenzo, we have Rev Up, we have so many people, Kurt Peters, we have Remco joining us on both sides as well. So if you guys are interested, make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe button if you are over there on YouTube, and if you are over on Twitch, hit that follow as well. We appreciate every single one of you joining us. Completely enjoy the player racing on Super. This is going to be a great race out there tonight. We have 3 different categories, as I was saying, and a jam-packed grid. 37 drivers taking part in this championship here in round 1. Next week, we're going to be heading off over to Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, and we'll be having a bit of a night race. So Alex's car, who's no longer on pole position, is going to be, well, struggled to be seen out there. Jacob Curtis in the Fighting Saints Racing out on circuit. The Ford Mustang GT3, looking strong as ever. Looking at it in the speed traps as well, it seems to be the quickest car in a straight line. No surprises there. 243 kph. It's not the fastest track here at Donington. Not too much of a straight. Bonjour, bonjour. Let's hope the donkey doesn't strike. Oh no. Skidmark, welcome. My French is absolutely abysmal, and I'm sure you will come to find that out. There are a couple French names out in this lobby that I tried practicing. It didn't go well. It didn't go well. I'm just going to call it as it is. My French pronunciations are definitely lower down than most people's, I would say, especially if you are from the UKs and over in the Europes. But Jacob Curtis, a fellow American, it's nice and easy for me to pronounce. Omar Hatem in the ABT X Red Bull Audi. Not often that you see an Audi out on circuit for the GT3s, or the GT4s for that matter. And a brilliant livery as well, the Red Bull inspired Audi. Going through the first corner now and through the S's. Why don't we go on board? See what it's like. This is going to be the last lap for Omar, as this is a split quali. Once that 10 minutes is up, the virtual checkered flag will be out, and then any drivers that are on a lap will be allowed to finish it. Any drivers that are not on a lap will not be allowed to start one. You can see the jet flying around in that background as we have an airport not too far away. ACC representing that. Whoa, goodness, that was wrestling an octopus if I've ever seen one. Through McLean's into Cops. This lap time, not looking necessarily ideal. In fact, Omar says, all right, enough's enough. We have Johan Hoben out on circuit as well. Welcome, Craig, in chat. Hope the vacation is going well. We got a lot of chat, lot of cheers in chat for Agus Williams, Johan, and of course, Mr. Hosko as well. That coming from Kurt Peters. Welcome to Alex Casdie as well. Is that how you pronounce that? I'm definitely butchering that, I feel, and I do apologize. Nice job there from Johan Huben practicing his pit entry. You love to see it. Current pole is split by about 92 thousandths of a second, just under a tenth. It's looking like that is going to change, though, as we have multiple cars out on circuit looking to set a couple quicker laps. The silver plates are out. And with that, we will be seeing the lap times starting to climb up. In the hot tub, enjoy. Thank you, Craig. That's the kindest thing I think anyone's ever said. We have Adrian Zay out on track right now in the Aston Martin. A car that we haven't seen too much recently over the past couple BOPs, but it seems that it has made its way out on circuit. I'll be completely honest, I don't know if we're using a BOP here. Well, I mean, you know, I can't check that, to be honest. I don't know which, though. We are using a BOP. Probably the LFM is what I have to assume. That was one question I forgot to ask. LFM BOP is applied. I can read. I can read. Well, that will balance the cars out to a certain extent. The Aston Martin needing it a little bit. Let's see what it does, though. The Bullet Racing. The first attempt through the hairpins. Sector 3 is a bit of a twisty, complicated, not the most complicated, it's literally 2 hairpins to be completely honest, but it's tough. It's where a lot of the lap times can be made. It's the slowest corners on the track. Most of this is honestly flat out for pretty much the whole lap. Adrian Zay up into pole position by 6.5 tenths, just over. Not a bad lap at all for a banker especially. Still time to be found in the bucket. Looking a bit further back, we have Jean-Philippe Pfeffer, which is one of the French names that I'm pretty sure I am butchering, but we're trying here. With that, the GPM Motorsports in 11th at this moment, looking to improve. Very much similar lap times being set in this mid-pack. We see just tens of thousandths separating 9th all the way down through 11th position. Scientist Monkey is now following. Let's go. Let's go. Mr. Remco Ottens, everybody. I need to set up the alerts. That is one thing I don't have. With that, though, the qualifying halfway done for the silver plates. They have 15 minutes left overall. That's going to be as well 10 minutes, of course, allotted for the pro category or the gold plates, white plates, however you want to call them. Jean-Philippe Pfeffer, no improvement, though. Taking a look at drivers that are improving. Craig Alford, currently in Sector 3 right now, up a good margin on the time. Needs to be, though, 3.1 off the good. Coming through that long hairpin and onto the accelerator. A little bit late there, but now the punchy Porsche to the line. Finds a couple positions, but an entire second of improvement. If they can find another one there, we'll put them up into that mid-pack very, very swiftly. Craig Alford, not a bad lap at all. We also have Jean-Philippe Pfeffer, who is back on it and trying to improve their times. Adrian Zay still in pole position. Jim Fox joining him in second. Let's go. Season 5, indeed, Jordan. Season 5 is here. Round 1 is underway. Qualifying about halfway complete right now. Then after this, we have a 1-hour race with 1 mandatory pit stop. Drivers required to take tires. Fuel is optional, though with a 30-second required stop time, they're more than likely going to be adding some fuel on with that, as it will not cost them any time. And Pfeffer up into 6th position. Now starting to get the rubber down. Has about 2 more laps left. Maybe 3, honestly, if they get the hurry up on. But we also have Gio. Nah. Is it just Joe? Joe Verbera? Joe Verbera. That's what we're going with. Joe Verbera. Please, chat, help me on that one. Verba. Oh, goodness. Oof. Apologies. Apologies. The number 6. Currently up a 10th into Sector 3. Verbruhi. That's got to be what it is, right? It's Gio. It is Gio. Okay, Verbruhi. No one has corrected me on that one except for Gio, so it is going to be... That's what we're going with. Verbruhi, though, around the final corner, end of the line. Is this going to be enough for pole position? It is by about a blink of an eye. 2/10 separating Adrian and Gio. Jim Fox struggling to respond in the HSR. Invalidated this lap. Has 1 more attempt. Nick Neville getting himself into this conversation as well with the gigantic British flag on the rear wing. Can you tell what country he's from? Think of something. I believe that it's French, like Verbru. Oh, interesting. In German, we have a cool letter U for that. Oh, goodness. Getting a language lesson live on broadcast. It's just the way that it goes sometimes. I know that German I just recently learned on other German notes that weird looking B that the Germans have is an S. It's not a B, it's an S. Who'd have guessed? No, the Germans, they would have. And assuming here, Carl more than likely would have as well. Carl Vorburton to the line? Wait, he's not German. He's Brit. He's got a British flag. Is it just Warburton? Oh, goodness. Why is the German language so confusing? Yes, that letter. That letter. We call it a Scharfes S. Yeah, that one's a bit messed up. Remco, now is not the time to be sending me audible pronunciations, but that's okay. I appreciate the efforts. Nick Neville trying to improve, but he is going fully onto the grass there, and head first into the barrier. That Porsche not showroom ready, and that is the qualifying over for Nick Neville. We'll be seeing the white plates come out onto track within about 10 seconds. I'm surprised that we don't actually have... Whoa, goodness. Suppose we don't actually have much of a queue forming just yet. It's a very small queue at the end of pit lane, but here we go. The drivers all taking now out to the circuit in a nice, orderly fashion. Back with Jean-Philippe Pfeffer. No improvement to be had, and a nice practice pit entry. You can see that old-fashioned pit entry there, where you basically just peel right off the straight into pit lane. Can really catch somebody out if you are in front of them, and you're going to be going a little bit slower. They're following you. Could potentially end with some contact. You have to be very cautious there. But here are the white plates, going to be starting soon. This is the silver-plated driver, though, of Angus Janssen. And no improvement for them either. The only driver that can improve right now looks to be Vladimir Leopard. And that is, well, any improvements gone out the window. They were up about 2/10, and in the penultimate corner have thrown it all away. The Iron Man Suzo Sim Racing Team, the BMW, will it pull into pit lane? Nope. It is just going to finish the lap off strong, despite the fact that it is going to be non-improved. Let's see. First driver to the line, the Bentley of Matt Jordan. When we go on board, see a lap here. This is the first pro category lap of the night. Whoa, my goodness. And that is what you call a bit of a missed apex. And then a little bit of a handful on exit, Matt Jordan. Not off to a good start. It's all about the banker laps, though. Heading towards Starkey's now into the old hairpin. There goes the bridge. And back up the hill now towards McLean's. Through Schwantz, nice and flat out. You blink and you miss it. And now up the hill towards the top of the circuit. 88 meters of elevation has been climbed as we go through Cops and now back down the hill. As we go through the Starkey Straight into the Fogarty S's to end our lap here. Well, get ready to end our lap. This is one of the better overtaking opportunities if you are bold, to be honest. It's not a great overtaking opportunity, just to be completely honest. But this is, if you are fully alongside, you can get down to the inside, muscle your way by, or you can set up an exit and set up a switchback attempt to send it back around the final corner of Goodard's. And that is more of the conservative approach that I feel we'll be seeing come the race time. But let's see what sort of lap times that we have for the banker here. And it is going to be 6th quickest. Matt Jordan, no surprise there. Bit of time to be had. Mark Jackson also a little bit off the ball. We have the 999 of Aaron Manship up next here as well in the Cavaliera Rampanti. And that's enough for 4th with Hosko in 3rd. Roman in the BMW. Just getting beat out by the Aston Martins. It's a British 1-2 right now. The German machinery or the American machinery looking to change that. Alex Cassidy. No, that's also not right. Oof. Well, Axel, we'll have to work on that one. That's a very Italian name. Who's everyone got to win round 1? Yeah, let us know. Who are you favoring? Who are you rooting for? I see we have some Jordan love. We have some Axel love, some Simone love. Lots of variety. Mossy as well, getting some support out in chat. Adam Ostrichars. That's also not right, but it's Polish. Ostricharch. I am very apology. I'm not. Lots of tough ones here. This is normally I'm not this hung up on names. We got Hosko support in chat as well. The second one was Adam. Wait, what? Mike loves names. I do love names, to be completely honest. I'm just struggling right now. Normally, I don't struggle this much. Roman Hosko. He's not really struggling, though. He's found pole position in that Repsol BMW. Alex Cassidy. Whoa, a bit wide. Does save it, but that is an invalid lap. Oh, the way that I said it? Ostricharch? Oh, really? Fair enough. That was just a shot in the dark. Can you root for yourself? Why not? Why not, Jacob Church? Jacob Curtis. Sorry. Keep your names consistent. Don't use different names on YouTube, Twitch, and in-game, and I won't mess it up. How about that? Whoa, the Lamborghini there on the limit. Manages to keep it between the lines, though. This is going to be a good lap from the Donatello Lamborghini. Is it going to be enough? About 3.5 tenths off. Nice and steady there through the penultimate corner. That actually did not help. A little too conservative. Takes the wide line through the final corner now. Is going to hit that apex. Gets onto the accelerator. It's going to be close, but as we get to the line here, the gap is just too much to thwart. That's a 2.5 tenth now distance between the Honda NSX there. Woof. Very intelligent play. Event idea, make up the best names for a broad... Oh, no. A lot of those that you can just get canceled for. So, no. I love this Donatello livery. You can tell what his favorite turtle is. Or at least what his favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle is. You know, who knows? He might like Galapagos turtles more. Snapping turtles, they're pretty cool. Mark Jackson up next to the lighting. You know, speaking of weird amphibians, I was doing some research here about Donington Park. And believe it or not, there are only 2 native frog species in the area of Donington. The common frog as well as the pool frog. So the technical name's the Rana temporea for the common frog and the Pelifax lysona for the pool frog. There's also some common toads, which are not frogs, in case you're curious, as well as a couple newts, like the smooth newt and the great crested newt. I'm not sure what you're going to do with that information, but you now have it. There's just some interesting things that I ran into doing the research of this track. Mark Jackson, what is that livery? And what is that logo on the, oops, or the crest on the side? What is that crest? I'm unfamiliar. Chat, somebody inform me of that crest. I'm unfamiliar with it. I love this cherry blossom, though. I can't read cursive, I'm not gonna lie. Rest we forget, lest we forget. I'm honestly, I can't read, that, it's basically a different language to me, I'm not even joking. They taught us how to read cursive in 3rd grade, and then I got to 4th grade and they didn't let us use it. So, you know, blame the schooling systems in America. Oh, least we forget, lest we forget. This is, oh, very nice livery. What is this crest, though? Is that the Royal Marines? It is... Remembrance of the RAF. Oh, okay, that's the RAF crest. Gotcha, gotcha. Well, I know we have a couple servicemen and women out here in this lobby, be it in America, be it in Britain. We thank you for your service wherever you are in this world. Regardless if it is military or public service defense, if you are just a first responder of any sort, you guys make what we do possible. So thank you. From part of the media team, you might have the best name compilation coming. Oh no. So, for the media team, this is going to be a bit of a side note. If you guys aren't familiar with me, Mike Noss, I am not the greatest with names. I'm not proud of it. It is what it is. I try my best. I really do. And I want to pronounce them properly. But I'm American, and that's my excuse. Ramon Hosko comes across the line fastest in quali. Is it going to stay that way? There's only a couple drivers that can actually put a dent into the times. Is it going to be Axel Casadie? Let's find out. As he goes through the penultimate corner complex now into the hairpins. We'll go on board for the rest of the lap. That was nice and tidy. Great exit there. But is it going to be enough? Needs 3/10 over the blink of an eye needs to be found. It doesn't sound like much, but I assure you it is. Accelerating now to the line. Is it going to be there? From 9th to 5th, it is not enough. Still, not a bad effort, though. Gio Verbruhi, great effort as well. Nailgun Stanley, minus honor of the Top Gun Naval Air Station located in my town for Veterans Day. Awesome. Yeah, of course, we have that coming up this Monday? Is it this Monday or Sunday? It's Monday, I'm pretty sure. Now, qualifying done and dusted. We will be in for the race session very shortly. We will see these drivers and what they have, what sort of metal they have out on circuit to test with each other. It's the first race of a championship, so it's always something to keep in mind. You have to be ever so careful. Always on your best behavior. Getting to know the drivers around you is extremely important as well. So this is going to be maybe a bit of a either aggressive race or a passive race is my prediction. You always have the drivers that want to take advantage of the field, and then you also have the drivers that want to just play it safe and have a bit of discretion is the better part of valor, which is the strategy that I personally favor myself. And Hosco representing HSR on pole position. Looking very good for them. We're just waiting for that session to roll on over. And then we will be back down to the action very, very briefly. P1 to P8, 2/10. Yeah, very close. You're absolutely right. I did kind of miss that and kind of brushed over it. No, that is a very tight margin for the white plates and the lone silver plate in the, field of the, I don't even know what metaphor I'm going for there, but it is going to be a bit of a baptism of fire for Gio, if I have to say so myself. Zay, also in 9th position there for the silvers in 2nd place. When you look at the pro category, very tight margins, or excuse me, the red plate category, they also have some very tight margins. But as we have it, we're almost ready to get down into the action here, folks. As we do have it, we are going to be getting down here to the grid right about now. There we are. As we head down to the grid, we can see the lineup of cars, all of them starting it off. We have so many different manufacturers out there tonight. Honda NSXs, Bentleys. We have of course, the Ford Mustang GT3s. We have the Aston Martins back in stride with the Ferraris. You don't see the Ferrari too much anymore, I feel, which is a bit of a shame. And especially seeing the Honda NSX out there is always a welcome sight. The Porsche has been out of the picture for a little bit. It seems to be more of a mid-pack running car right now. We'll see how that plays true. The Audi, the lone Audi on the grid, that very bright BMW that you cannot miss. Love it. All of the lovely liveries that these drivers have uploaded and some of the liveries that have not properly loaded, and I do apologize if your livery is not showing and you did upload it. We'll try to fix it next week. Of course, for right now, we're locked and loaded. It is what it is. Ramon Hosco on pole position. What can he do? We will find out soon enough. About 11 seconds till we begin our outlap. Don't forget the Bentley. I mentioned the Bentley, didn't I? I mentally mentioned the Bentley. Oh, all good, Craig. All good. Thank you very much to Davis 22 for the follow. Members for this Sunday. Yes, of course. Thank you very much. Cars underway. The audio not. There we go. Now we have the audio. Roman Hosko up at the top, representing HSR. He is in the BMW Repsol Racing, though, so, you know, unofficially, officially representing HSR. Ernst running in second right now for the Donatello. Or Ernest, excuse me, Ernest. My apologies. My American's definitely sticking out there. Next race is the Bentley will be in trouble. Isn't it decently quick in a straight line, though? You guys know what's worse than a P1 start? I don't, what's worse than a P1 start? P2? Technically true. We just hydrate up here. Get ready for what is to come here. Oh, the Bentley double trouble. I see what you're saying. Yes. We have, how many? Do we only have one Bentley on the grid? Let's see. I thought we had a second. I only see... Yeah, the one. Only Jordan. I think I might have got it confused with an Aston Martin logo. A car that was, well, I guess why don't we look at it? The Bentley, you know, it's an older car. I think the 2018 variant of the GT3. It's one of the fan favorites, I have to say so. Of course, that right-hand drive 4.0 liter twin turbo, made in a shed in the middle of Leicester by a guy named Bob. But either way, it is still somewhat competitive out on the grid today. Now, the calm before the storm. This is where the nerves start to get high. It's the first race of a championship. You don't know what the drivers are going to do around you. Roman Hosko up at the front, getting ready now to go green. Ernest Limburg's alongside the Lamborghini Evo 2. What do we have here as we get ready to cross the line? And we go green, green, green now, heading down towards Red Gate, and it's a dead even heat with cars squabbling in the background off onto the grass. 2x2 still into the first corner, and the Lamborghini round the outside takes the lead of the race. Roman Hosko has to settle for second right now, but the Ford Mustang of Miles Dixon is chomping at the bit in the rear, but with that Honda behind as well. Morris, who's managed to gain a couple positions as well. 2 positions early on in the first corner. Still boxing the opponents out from behind. The Aston Martin of Gio trying to limit the damage this early as he has dropped 2 positions already, and now being the cork in the bottle for the field behind. Casadille is getting stuck right now, but everybody else having to contend with that, and there's contact between Adam and Adrian Zay. Zay is going to be having the worst end of that, but just needs to be careful. You don't need to be getting involved with these white plate drivers and risking unnecessary damage. Everybody else behind seems to be on the fairly best behavior, nip and tuck throughout the pack. Jim Fox holding on to Aaron Manship, who's holding on to Nick Neville with Giannis Mayer behind as well. Side by side from the Porsche. Is Curtis going to try to capitalize? No, he's just going to bide his time and wait and say, whatever you two do to each other, I'm just going to go in and take the position. Looks for it, goes for the thought, at least maybe just trying to set up the slingshot. Curtis doesn't seem to be too interested in fighting this, as I guess he is in a different category. That's what I was just talking about. So he just has no intention, it seems, to get by this Porsche, which, fair enough, he doesn't really need to right now. Still with 1 hour left, lap 1 complete, and no yellow flags that I saw. I wasn't fully paying attention to the back, but everybody very well behaved on lap 1. The positions look a bit buggy. Do not worry about the positions on the ACC timing tower. They will update themselves eventually. It is the ACC timing tower. It's not great. I do apologize for that. You'll just have to take my word on who is where. Daniel Morris, he's in 4th. and looking to change that for a podium soon enough. We have four different manufacturers in the top four. It's Lamborghini leading BMW, leading Ford, leading Honda. In fact, it's four different constructors, or not constructors, but four different countries, technically. Yes, Lamborghini is German, I guess. Whatever. Close enough. We'll call it Italian for the sake of this conversation. Gio getting another position done on him there as Simone Masi pulls the wool over his eyes and went for the move, up 5 positions for Masi in the SKFR car. Gio down 5 positions in the Aston Martin. Not a great start to the race for Gio. He still leads the silver category. It was just a stellar qualifying lap, to be completely honest, that put him into that position, so he's not going to be too upset about this just yet. He hasn't really lost a position technically. He is still in the silver lead, but he's got to limit the damage right now, as losing 5 positions, you're losing your buffer is what you're doing. So now he only has 1 car in between him and the actual position loss. T1 will predict where it's hard to break T1. Oh goodness, here we go. Well, someone's gonna have to predict where to break, and who is it gonna be? Is it gonna be an early braking for the BMW or the Ford? The Ford goes to the inside of the chicane, really gets his elbows out there. You could barely fit a credit card between them. Nevertheless, a piece of paper, and a controversial one, but Ramon Hosco, he's immediately back into the hairpin, trying to take it back with both hands, clawing, scratching, trying to dig back up what he can. The Ford Mustang keeps it alongside, keeps his foot in it, so it's gonna have to be the switchback, but he keeps his foot in it too much. It's onto the grass for Dixon, or for Casadilla, excuse me. And now the position gets dropped for Hosco, but the position gained for Daniel Morris in the Honda NSX. What a masterclass. Up 4 positions so far. He has just placed his car superbly. Ramon Hosco down a position, down 2 positions, be it that, from the lead of this race. He's going to be relatively upset, and watching Ernst Limburg's run away into the distance is a sight that he was not wanting this early on. And Miles Dixon, the free agent, well, he's freed up some carbon fiber from his car and rejoining the circuit. A little bit dicey, but not the end of the world. Let's see what happened here. Side by side with the Bentley, this is the number 22 of Matt Jordan. Oh, caught a tire on the grass, hip checks Matt Jordan. The Bentley doesn't care that it just got slammed into the side by a house, and it continues its merry way. Ford Mustang GT3, not quite the same story, not so lucky. Ramon Hosco, not done though, into the penultimate corner, gets it alongside, but this sets him up pretty much awfully for the final corner, to be honest. There's really no chance he can get the move done there unless he hangs it around the outside, switches it back. He's gonna try to do a similar thing to what I'm saying, but not quite exactly, and it isn't gonna work for him. Shocker. Casadilla in the background trying to get his name back into the podium paying positions, but hasn't been finding the luck just yet. It's an American in the house, though, so only a favorite house. Did you know that America initially built houses out of wood, or the general construction code was initially designed by George Washington? He wanted to do it cheaper, rather than making houses out of, I don't know, bricks and stone and stuff. He was like, what if we just cut down trees and make houses? And voila, America hasn't changed. Either way, Ramon Hosco in the steel and, carbon BMW. It is trying to get any daylight it can find right now, but we all know about the British summer weather. Well, it's the winter now, I suppose. So the winter weather is, well, I guess just as good, right? I actually don't know much about British winter weather, but this is going to be the move potentially on now. The inside line had for the Repsol, and it should be able to get the move through. A little bit of a contact, though, as it's an early turn in from the 14. Daniel Morris No harm, no foul. It does kind of concertina, though. Casadilla and Jordan, they're now in a squabble. The Honda back to the inside. This is just a brilliant battle. Oh, and there's contact. The BMW turns into aggressively spotted blind was Casadilla. Axel, no fault of his own on that one. There was nothing he could have done. That was just a racing incident here. We're going to be seeing this again now from a different angle. Let's go back and take a look. So we see the Repsol car try to switch it back and just kept turning. Did not see the Ford Mustang GT3 approaching at Mach 10 in the mirror, and that is the consequences. This is just an abysmal race one for Roman Hasko. 8 positions lost now. He's looking to make it a 7th position, but either way, gutting for the Czech driver at this stage on lap 5. Full send now onto the inside of McLean's. That is a aggressive spot to be making an overtake, and Adrian Zay not really fighting it, but not really wanting that to happen there either. Left about enough room for a PLP 50 on the inside, but not enough certainly for a BMW M4. Ooh, we have some... Oh no, oh no. Okay, what has happened here? I sense a guilty Mark Jackson, and let's see what has happened. This is the replay, folks. So we're looking at Mark right now, who is deemed himself at fault. I don't know how you can deem yourself at fault for that, but you need to get off the road, Mark. You can't, oh, did he kill the car? I wonder if he killed the car. He tried to get it moving quickly, but he slowed. I don't know, he was driving very slow. Interesting contact there. Jacob Curtis, we'll check in with him, the red-plated drivers. Let's see exactly where their positions lie. Curtis in 2nd right now, with Irwanish ahead. Ooh, and off goes Pfeffer. Jacob Curtis muscles his way on through with the muscle car. Very fitting. And Pfeffer, not much he could have done. Now only one car separating Alex, excuse me. This is Alex, not Axel. Separating Alex and Jacob. But a very aggressive, what looks to be Mickey Taylor. Thank you very much for the follow from Stratos83. Mickey Taylor looking to make moves now. He's just off in the background trying to keep Pfeffer on. So this isn't for actual position. I actually missed that. I thought this was for position. Riley a little bit further back than I thought. We'll tune back up to the fight with Adrian Zay and Verbruhi, as Gio has gone backwards since the start, and he has found himself now leading the silver category. He's been leading the silver category, except he's got some competition. Aston Martin on Aston Martin violence. It's the British Civil War once again. We all know how that went last time. I guess you say, well, which last time are you talking about? Either way, that's not the time nor the place. We have the fight between these two on the track. Number 6, number 50. The 6 leads for now. But Zay, we all know they have the pace. 128.3 last lap to the 128.2 of Gio, but that's because they're stuck. And all over the back now. Thinks about the move onto the outside of the the chicane. Not quite where you want to be looking. We'll check in with this briefly as we have this 3-way fight. Matt Jordan back to the inside, though. It's going to turn to the Audi Honda NSX. Morris ahead for now the Axel, though, in the Ford Mustang GT3, trying to collect any bit of garbage that he can from this. Just picking up the scraps. He doesn't get anything, though. He finds absolutely nothing, to be honest. I was expecting A bit of a mistake out of Jordan in the Bentley, but he makes a mistake there. A little bit of a loose back end. We're only 10 minutes in, and it seems the tires are already starting to not comply for the Bentley. That might have just been the right foot, though, more than likely, and it sort of gets a little bit of daylight. Uh-oh. Wait, hold that thought. What's happened here? Jacob Curtis and Jean Pfeffer seems to have come together. Oh, and it has happened in the final quarter in the worst possible way. Multiple cars getting involved. You can also call it French versus Belgium. Oh, goodness. The British, yes. Belgian versus German, that's true. Oh, goodness. As we rejoin the scrap, Jacob Curtis letting a couple cars through, but I don't think that was intentional. Axel Casadilla, we'll check back in with him. Matt Jordan in the Bentley. Axel in the Ford Mustang. Whoa, a little bit late on the brakes there for Adam. He gets it alongside, but not enough. The McLaren GT3. We have now 6 different manufacturers in the top 6. That is epic. Who said that BOP was bad? Because they are wrong. Anyone that says the BOPs are messed up, this is perfect. One of the things I love most about GT3 racing is this is exactly it. The Aston Martin, it makes a mistake, and now it hands the position over to Dutton. He is up into 5th. Casadilla still ahead, but falling off the back of Jordan. Gio is missing. You're right, Gio is missing. Gio is down in 16th position right now. Ay. This is a race to forget for the Belgian driver, unfortunately. He'll be heading over to home soil next week. And to be honest, I think he's already mentally put himself there. We have Riley Pennell in P19 with Aaron Manship. Aaron a little bit offline there. Doesn't affect him too much, as there was a bit of gravel kicked up as well for Riley. The battles have slowed down at this stage. There's still some fights continuing on. Pfeffer getting by Janssen. Agus Janssen trying to fend it off, actually. This is 4th position. Pfeffer started up much higher than this. Actually, no, he didn't. Started in this position, but was ahead in terms of positions. Gained quite a few early on. Since has lost them. And Nick Neville in the team Who Cares. I love that name, actually. That's really clever. Senses a bit of blood in the water from Giannis Mayer. This is an out-of-class fight, though. We'll check back in with the in-class. We have Matt Jordan as well as Daniel Morris. They're back at each other's throats once more. It's a knife fight in a phone booth for the top 6, to be honest. Not going to be changing. Morris doing great in the Honda. Morris is doing absolutely superb in the Honda. Not a car that you see in the competitive conversation too much anymore. Morris. He's changing that prospect, though. That's the wrong button. There we go. Ramon Hosko, let's check in with him. On the recovery drive. Down 7 positions from where they started. Oh no, Daniel Morris, as we were just singing the praises, he has found himself on a picnic on this British winter day. What has happened here? This looks to be fully unforced. The Honda turns in and it just doesn't stop turning in. It continues rotating. That is what you call the Honda NSX moment. The back end starts to go. It doesn't matter how hard you try to save it, it's gone. Down to 11th goes Daniel Morris from 2nd. We'll call that one the Craig curse. I think that was more the Craig curse than the commentator curse. Oh no! Riley and August have, oh goodness, and August's spine getting thoroughly rearranged there. What just happened? So here we go, off onto the washboard. You can see, oh, both of them. It was just two drivers making unforced errors. Whoa, slipping and sliding. And here is where you can see this is the surgery that was done there briefly, and also going to require a surgery after that. The 645, yeah, shooken up. Cars all over the circuit. And that means that lap traffic is going to start to play a role very, very soon if your name is Ernest Limburgs. Is it Limbers or Limburgs? He's Latvian? No, Lithuanian? Lithuanian. That's the Lithuanian flag, right? No, that's Latvian. Yes, that's Latvian. Okay, close. You know, one of the eastern countries. Matt Jordan trying to keep up, but the Lamborghini's gone. To be honest, I think about it, I cannot remember the last time I've said that. The Lamborghini in the lead of a race in a GT3 category and is gone. Still needs to pit. The Lambo in limbo. I'd like that. Here's some lap traffic providing a bit of limbo for Matt Jordan. That was, I think, Craig Alford in the BMW. No, excuse me, that was Leopard in the BMW, in that, the Iron Man BMW, as we're going to call it. Oh, goodness. This battle is not over yet, by the way. Jean Pfeffer, as well as Riley Pennell. This is the Mr. Slow. Taking influence there from James May. Truly near and dear to my heart. It's my absolute favorite TV series of all time, of course. Top Gear / Grand Tour, whatever. Call them what they are. They're not the same. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Mr. Slow. Getting Mr. Aggressive. Riley. Naughty, naughty. He gives the position back. Respect where respect is due. But now we have a three-way fight for P19. Oh, how the turntables. And they're going to continue this scrap up. You can see the BMW struggling to keep it on track, it seems. Apologies if you guys can hear a leaf blower in my microphone. You gotta love it when as soon as you start commentating, they start to decide to do yard work outside. So if you guys can hear that, I do apologize. There is absolutely nothing I can do about that. Whilst that's happening, though, Ramon Hosco has gained a no-place position and up into 6th overall, but now has Simone Massi up ahead for arrival. It's all fine. You guys can't hear it? Man, if you guys can't hear it, that's crazy. This microphone is really good then. Sounds like a bit of the M4. Yeah, fair enough. We'll just go on board, make things a little bit louder there. But yeah, it's not auto. Excellent, excellent. No yard work for me. Yes, of course. If you are over in the UK, it's getting a little bit late in the evening. If you're over here in the United States, and particularly on the West Coast where I am, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's a great time to do yard work. I'm going to be honest, I don't blame the guy that's doing it. It's just unlucky for me. That's all. Can't hear it? Excellent. You gotta love the Shure SM7B. It is a great microphone, everybody. Is this a PC League? Yes, this is Stratos, if you are interested in joining. So I'm assuming we have this command. Nope, we don't have that command. We can find the Discord somewhere. We don't have it in the command either. I will. Yes, if you look in the description, you can find the Discord if you are interested. Don't have a PC yet? Fair enough, man. Fair enough. We aren't posh. Come on, Craig. You just gotta get Nightbot. It's not posh. There's nothing posh about Nightbot. It's all free. Either way, is we'll have an exclamation mark Discord command next week. I assure you that. Would you be that guy that does his yard work at 1 a.m.? Who? No. Nobody better be doing that, just to be honest. Neighbors are going to be very upset with you if that's the case. I hope that's not. Adrian Zay, though, hasn't given up, despite the fact that Ramon Hosko got by with relative ease. We have owned. Oh, is that the bot name? That's a pretty epic bot name. Battles on track, though, have sort of had a bit of a delay. We have the pit stop phase unofficially starting. We're at that kind of halfway point where the drivers are now electing. If you're stuck in traffic, you might, and you're a little bit further back, you're probably going to go for a pit stop now. If you aren't, you're more than likely going to stay out a couple more laps, be it 3 more laps, I presume, before we actually start to see our kind of mid-pack to front runners start pitting. As of course, Donington's very crucial to not come out in traffic. That is the absolute worst case scenario. So for any of these drivers to pit right now, it would put them pretty much back here with Riley, Agus, excuse me, Andrea, as well as David. So it's just not where you want to find yourself at this stage. Whoa! Oh goodness, Carl! Oh, the Pirelli board, new sponsor to be acquired here for the number 19. He takes it with him. He throws it off though. How rude! Carl Warburton, the Aston Martin V8 Queen. I wish I had that livery, to be honest. Has found himself now going to be post victim here to Gio Verbruhi. It is the Belgian and the Brit going at it with each other right now with Mickey Taylor. The other Brit in the background, the Cavallina Rampante. Oh, goodness. Oh, me, oh, my. Carl. Buddy. Oh, goodness. I don't know if... No, nothing happened there. Nothing happened, in case you were curious. Everyone got by. Let's take another look at this from a different angle, shall we? So, let's digest this one. Downtown. All right. Carl's innocent. Carl's innocent. I take back what I said. I was looking at chat. I'll just be completely honest. There was no way that Carl was supposed to expect a car to his inside there. And there goes into pit lane. Whoa, what the heck? All right, we're going back into the replays, folks. What just happened to Jacob Curtis? All right, let's pay close attention here. So this is the number 7 of Leopard, excuse me. What the net code? There's another definition of going into the pit lane. Yeah, that's valid. Looks like a wheel disconnect. Yeah, that actually... Well, no, but he's back immediately. I think it was netcode. I wonder if he made contact with the back bumper of Leopard, and Leopard didn't feel it. We're dealing with 2 different countries, I assume. I know Jacob Curtis is from North America, so his latency is probably not going to be the greatest. As I think these are the UK servers. Or maybe not UK, but at least EU servers. Maybe there was a banana on track. That is also true. Very possible. I will not lie. David Llanos, as well as Gavin Tyler. All right, we're gonna maybe have to have that car name changed next week. We'll see if Gavin Tyler, if you are watching, I like it, but we're gonna just avoid showing that one on stream too much. Not the end of the world. Could be worse, but still. Adam Ostricharch? Charch? How did I say it earlier that was correct? I know I accidentally said it correct earlier. How did I accidentally say it correctly? Is it Charch? No. Chart. Ostricharch. Anyways. Moving on, I do apologize, Adam. Again, my Polish, not great, as it turns out. It's church, isn't it? It's Ostricharch, because that's a ch. It's a ch sound at the end. Yeah. I think that's right. I actually think that's right. Again, just trying to rack my brain in terms of any of the Polish that I know, which is a couple words that I can't say on stream, to be completely honest. It's shocker, the first words that you learn in any other language are the swear words. Who would have guessed that? Backmarkers being very respectful, getting out of the way. Allowing the fight to continue between these two drivers for 6th position. Technically, no position overall, or no position in class will be gained from this, but it is still Ostricharch trying to just gain some ground onto Simone Masi. And into pit lane goes Jordan and Cassidier as well. And Simone Masi in. Are we going to see Zay in? Zay is in. Ostricharch stays out. Now you're going to have to teach me some Dutch? I'm alright with that. I'm trying to think, is there any Dutch that I know offhand? I don't even think I know any Dutch swear words offhand, unfortunately. Nope, I got nothing. I don't know, there's Shivlock. I don't know what that means. That's just a corner name. Back to the action at hand. Verbruhi. Or Verbrua, as we've established that this might be more of a French pronunciation than a German, or whatever the heck I'm pronouncing it. Looking to get the job done. Mark Jackson being a very big thorn in the side right now for the number 6. He has bigger and better aspirations ahead of him. But right now, he has the non-naturally aspirated Ferrari of Mark Jackson to contend with. I know nothing about Dutch food, besides the fact that you guys have... No, I know nothing about Dutch food. I know nothing. Nick Neville in 18th position right now, fighting alongside Ben Knight. Ben Knight, a superhero name, by the way, in case you were curious. In the Knight Motorsports, the 555. What is Ben Knight's superpower? Chat, we need to know this now that I've established this lore. Carl Warburton, as I think it is, it's Warburton, not Vorburton, I think. Goes for the move, but doesn't find any beans at all. Now this track Oh, here we go. That's the move on for Warburton, and this should be job done and dusted. Around the outside, though, actually, it's going to be a fight back, but that is full confidence and a high-speed, high-commitment overtake there for the number 19. Moves himself up into 18th for his efforts. Now, this track, Remco, in case you're curious, because I know you are, you can, if you do end up coming around the area of Donington and you just so happen to be a bird watcher, you can find yourself able to spot roughly 70 to 100 different species every single year, including but not limited to raptors, water birds, and migratory birds from more temperate regions such as the European swallow, which, by the way, is rumored to be able to grip a coconut by the husk and migrate to Murcia, beating its wings roughly 43 times every second to maintain airspeed velocity. Now, with that being said, the airspeed velocity of Jean-Pierre Pfeffer is currently not quick enough to catch Casadilla. That's what I'm learning from this. Casadilla is the... Actually, I was going to say he's one of the quickest cars on track. He's actually not. Very average speed. Where the heck? No, the fastest car on track. Yes, indeed. At 244 kph. The Ferrari, not really as quick. 3 kph, 1 mile an hour difference. I think you could also spot a bird. Birds like Airbus 320 holders. That's fair. Yeah, fair enough. Stroopwafel. Stroopwafel sounds amazing. I don't know what that is. It sounds like it could potentially be a transmittable disease, but either way, that is a interesting word. Night should be racing during day, but during night, he's Batman. Well, good thing, Mikel Topinka. Next week, we will, in fact, be doing a night race. So he will be at his home circuit. Hosco drive-through. Was that through speeding in pit lane? I missed that. It was reading chat. But it definitely seems to be a race to forget for Hosco. Anything that can go wrong has. And anything that has gone right has for our Donatello liveried Ernest Limbers up at the top. And Hosco down in 12th position has served a drive-through penalty. Brutal. Brutal. I'm assuming track limits. Riley had to retire. Wheel kept cutting out. That is gutting. Warburton like the bread, by the way. That doesn't help me, Riley. I'm sorry. I don't know what that is. I'm American. I wish I did. What are lap times like? Lap times here are currently for our leader a 2:18.3. Fastest lap set by our leader a 2... Wait, what? Oh, that was because that was their out lap. What am I talking about? 1:27.1 is the fastest lap. A 1:28.2 is what we're seeing from Matt Jordan. Ernst Limburgs will come around the final few corners now. Mike losing his mind today? You're not wrong. Honestly, very tired today. Disappointingly so. It's very tired. Wow, those look really good, Remco. They look very dry, but they look very good. A drive-through penalty for Warburton the bread. Is that a specific type of bread or a brand of bread? Either way, 1:27.5 for Ernest Limbers. Apologies, Ernest. I am, like I say, that's my American side showing. Jim Fox in the HSR, or the HSR, as I should say, for the native tongue. Down in 8th position right now. Wait, not just today, actually. True. How do you spell your name? You mean, how do I say it? I would say your name, Norbert Nossenbear. That's how I would say it. Actually, if that is, that's very not far off from my last name. Yeah, good, awesome. I mean, like I said, I have an unfair advantage in that my last name is not far off. So. Oh goodness, what has just happened? Okay, there we go. Gotta love live TV, folks. Technical difficulties do arise, and they arise rapidly. Nossenbauer is a raccoon. Really? Mike Raccoon confirmed. Well, if you guys are interested, I posted a link to my X. There we go, if you guys want. There's my X. I'm Mike Noss. So, Norbert Nossenbear. I like your name, man. I like your name. I approve. Here is Nick Neville going for a move. On to Alex Irwanish. Where are they from? Ah, man. Doesn't help me, to be honest. Whoa, there is a back marker stranded on the side of the road. That is Andrea Lusana, I think is who that was. No, that was Leopard. Of course it was. I was going to say that name didn't look... I thought I've seen that livery around a couple times. Mike, do you also do track? Yes, I do. I do Trackalicious, Williams, SRO, SimGrid. I'm around the block. Done a couple things in my days. David Llanos. Is it David? Would you pronounce it Czech? Whoa, either way to the inside. Check your mirrors if you're Gavin Tyler, because David Llanos, he is through. Excellent opportunistic moves there. Really, everything? No, I wish. I wish it was everything. Oh, Gavin Tyler, though, gets the position back. How did he manage that? What did Gavin Tyler put in his Wheaties this morning? Not sure I want to know. Was it goat milk? Potentially. Ben Knight has been round off into the grass. Still has to make his one mandatory stop. This is absolutely not where he wanted to find himself. Neither did Johan Huben. David Llanos looking to get the move back immediately onto Gavin Tyler. These two are absolutely at each other's necks right now, and no love lost either. Awesome, Peter Kurtz. Well, welcome to HSR Motorsports. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you over at Trackalicious. Just glad to have everyone. Always a pleasure to watch racing, no matter what day it is. Here we go. This is where Llanos made the move last time around, but Tyler held on to it. Can he do so again? No, it seems this time Llanos trying a different approach. Going for the switchback launch to the first corner. It's not going to work for him either. Llanos here stalking his prey. He hasn't really been able to line up the move yet. Yellow flags for Leopard as well as Rucroft, excuse me. But I do not think they were on the same part of the track. I think there's just two separate incidents simultaneously happening. The domino effect, might you have it, even though they have no contact. It was just the wind. But Ernst Limbers, he's disappeared into the wind. Matt Jordan really has no intention of catching the leader, I think, at this stage, barring any mistakes. It's all about surviving from Axel Casadilla behind. Adam Dutton, yes? Adam Dutton in fourth. Has made up quite a few positions, 6 positions himself. Biggest gainer, though, tonight is Giannis Mayer. Oh, goodness. Giannis, I'm sorry. Commentators cursed the commentator. It's still 12 positions gained, though. Either way. Williams is my... Both, I'll be honest, both of them are my homes. Although one home does pay me significantly better. I'll let you fill in the blanks. Anyways, with that note aside, Omar Hatem in a fight right now with the Raycroft, no, with Daryl Kruger. Oh no, what has happened? No, Daniel Morris. Oh my gosh, talk about races to forget. Let's see what happened this time. Daniel Morris. Wow, wait, hold on. Is that the exact same thing that happened to him earlier? Or was that somebody else? That was somebody else, wasn't it? No, it was a Honda. Was it Morris that did that exact same spin? They pit Morris back into pit lane. Is that a rage quit? Oh no. Daniel Morris absolutely fuming, I think, after that. Yeah, that was the exact same mistake. I thought so. I was going to say, yeah, thank you for correcting me. That was literally the exact same mistake that Daniel Morris made earlier. Wow. That has to just be gutting. Mark Jackson, though, back alongside with the race leader. No, that was... I think that was Ozduru? It was Ozduru. Emery finding himself a position. I don't know. HSI learning curve, I don't even know. His learning curve is horizontal. I don't know what that means. I think it sounds very funny, but I'm still not sure what it means. Fastest lap has been set by Ernest Limbers as well, 126.8. No one into the 126s beside Ernest. The other fastest lap beyond that is Matt Jordan with a 127.3. Everyone else pretty firmly in the 28s, some in the 29s, all the way down to the 30s and 34s for some drivers. So if this is a league that interests you, there's one drop round as well. So if you do join the championship by round 2, you should have round 1 as your first drop round, and you will be able to participate in the rest of the championship. Not that we necessarily care about points in a championship at the end of the day. It's all about fun and just kind of getting out on track, learning how to race with some people, and being a part of just a great community in general as well. It's kind of the whole reason we are out there. But I highly recommend you taking part. You can either head down to the YouTube description where you can find a link. No, or it's not. We will have updated links next week. Again, I assure you. But down in the Twitch description, you can find the HSR Motorsports Discord. Man, I love Donnie. Donnie's a great track. As I said earlier, this is the first track the British built in the 1930s. That was the first ever stationary circuit, or permanent racing circuit, I should say. Back in 1931. And then back in World War II, it was a military storage depot for tanks and other military vehicles used, I think, by the United States, if I'm not mistaken. That one I would have to double check. Stationary circuit? Yeah? Okay, shush. It's the same difference. It's not a street circuit. You get the point. Granted, it's not like you can make a street circuit in England. The streets aren't even wide enough to fit an F-150 on. So how you're going to be able to fit one of these GT3 cars in London, I don't fully know. I don't think you can, is the short answer. They actually have the London street circuit, though, don't they, now that I think about it? That's where they did the Formula E Championship, right? Anyways, pay no mind to the man behind the curtain. We see an overtake attempt being lined up from Özduru. Özduru? Özduru? I don't think I'm far off on that one. It's a Turkish name. Be honest, not too familiar with my Turkish, but either way. Looking back towards the front, Cassadilla with a less than showroom ready Ford Mustang GT3, trying to hang on from Adam Dutton. Adam has 6 positions gained, so he's looking to make that one a 7th by the end. Still doesn't stack up to Giannis Mayer, who has the most positions overall. Second most being Gavin Tyler, down in 23rd. He's gained 11 positions. A very respectable effort through and through. Mike is going to have a blast on Duolingo for next week. Oh, goodness. I know that was a DM that was sent by Remco, but yeah, you're probably right, Remco. Adam Dutton, though. Let's just stick with this battle for a while, see what unfolds. Jordan getting a little closer to P1. A little bit. Whoa, and there's a back marker getting in the way, just briefly, the 111. Checks Adam right back up to the bumper of Cassadilla. Adam there having to go all the way down the gears, really getting stuck behind this Ford Mustang. And through we see behind that is of course the back marker, the 111. Played no role in this battle. Great job of getting out of the way. The couple drivers still need to make their final pit stop down into the last 10 minutes, and Matt Jordan's off. Matt Jordan is off, and there's a back marker involved. Rejoining the circuit, no! There's contact with Adam Dutton. He's off into the grass after a terrible rejoin from Matt Jordan. Let's go back and see exactly what has happened. And that is just a miscommunication with a back marker. Frustration and hesitation, or no hesitation on the rejoin, gets right in the way of the McLaren, and that is now Axel Cassadilla up into 3rd or 2nd position. I don't think he would have expected that. And Dutton, 5th for his efforts, still in 4th position in class. And maybe will still be in 3rd, judging by what the stewards have to say with that penalty. Matt Jordan, I think, will almost certainly be receiving some form of punishment for those actions. As that was a very much less than ideal situation. Matt Jordan finds himself on the back end of the stick. We'll check back here with Ostracharch. Reminds me of whenever... Oh, no. Simone Masi. Defending 6th position right now. 5th in class. On the last lap. Oh, no. But with Adam Ostracharch here, not giving up just yet. Jim Fox behind as well. 1.8 to the good is Fox. That's for a non-in-class battle, though. So I would imagine Fox will have no intentions in getting caught up in this fight. No defense being had there from Mossy. But he's going to need one. Ostracharge to the outside now of the first hairpin. This will set him up for the inside of the second if he can keep it alongside. But it's a great defense there from Mossy. He's using all of the track to his advantage. Parks it dead in the center and doesn't allow the BMW a leg on in. He continues the fight though, trying to get the exit onto the first corner now, but all of this squabbling has brought Fox into contention right now, and he isn't going to take no for an answer. Rather, he isn't going to see these positions and say, well, why not gain a couple more? Sure, they're not in class, but this is all about the pride as well. There's nothing telling him in the rules that he can't take those positions. It would be risky, but if he wants to catch Zay, who's leading the silver category, then he has to do that. He has to get by. Look a bit further down the field, though. Jean-Philippe Pfeffer, who we've had quite the eye on since the start of this race. Been caught up in a couple contacts, been involved in a spin, as well as a few battles, and a couple battles with with Verbruhi, who is behind. Oh no. And speaking of drivers that are having just an abysmal day, Roman Hasko continues to just throw, I don't want to say throw caution to the wind. That's not what's happening. Oh goodness, as we have caution being thrown to the wind in the penultimate corner. Jim Fox, he's gotten a bit impatient. He's found the back of the BMW and says, I want by. A hip check there, at least for one of the two drivers. I'm not sure if that was latency, netcode, or what. But either way, Jim Fox, he has to relinquish that position due to that contact. The run back down, though, to first. Or the first corner, that is. Not close enough. Will anything happen for Mickey Taylor, Jean-Philippe Pfeffer, or Gio Verbruhi? Verbruhi here, getting impatient, and this is an in-class battle as well, so Pfeffer needs to go defensive. He doesn't, and what an optimistic move there. Gio uses the back markers to his advantage and sort of just goes through it, parts the seas, and threads the needle. Incredible effort there. Gio, a hard-fought position, and that was a textbook overtake. Next up the road is Mickey Taylor for him, and he has, well, a couple laps left. Running out of time. Mickey Taylor, not the most important battle, though it would put a car in between him and his competitor, Gio. Jim Fox needs to be ever so careful here. There's only time to lose for Fox. He doesn't need to get this overtake onto Ostracharge. There's plenty of window between him and the car behind, which is currently, I mean, Aaron Manship? No, he's not even. It's, yeah, it literally is that battle of Verbruhi. There's no reason, because you can pick up potential drive-through penalties, as we see from Pfeffer. Absolutely gutting. Pfeffer will have to serve that within the next 3 laps, otherwise face a more severe penalty. And there's no point for that. Mickey Taylor going for it on to Ramon Hasko. Bit of bumping and banging. The BMW, oh goodness, actually just a terrible exit for Mickey Taylor. Has to park it right in front of the sister Ferrari. That does not matter though, as the Ferrari of Pfeffer goes on by. Switchback attempt from Taylor though, into the final corner they go. You need to give the Ferrari the inside there, the one with the drive-through penalty, because you know they have to cross the track and come into pit lane. They don't need to on this lap, but more than likely we're gonna see them peel in, and there we do. Verbruhi up a position now. Felipe Pfeffer into pit lane, serving their drive-through. HSR stewards are going to be busy. Checking though with the fight between Mossy and Ostracharge. The in-class battle rages on between these two. Our leader just passed the scene of a crime, the number 7 of Vladimir Leopard, getting caught up again in another incident of some form. There's a couple cars in pit lane. One of those cars you can see is Daniel Morris, a driver that is looking to forget this race. Drop round is going to be used round 1. You never want it, but hey, it's always better to have a drop round than to not for these reasons exactly. Ostracharch, though, trying to gain any ground possible. Great work there from the back marker, the number 1 of Lasona, to move out of the way. Andrea Lasona up in a 28th position, just basically from staying around. That's what staying in the race can get you, folks. It can get you a whole heap of points. Always recommend going flag to flag in these races. It's always about the learning experience. In Donington, just a fun track to drive. But Ostracharch running out of time. 2 laps to go. As they will begin their penultimate lap now. Ernst Limbers actually might give us another lap, to be completely honest. We might have 2 more after this. 24 is off of David Llanos. But here we go, folks. This is going to come down to the wire. Dutton and Zay. Ostracharch and Mossy. Those are the 2 battles that we're really keeping an eye on. This one isn't the most important, but it is for Zay, to be honest. If Zay can stay ahead of these white plates, this is almost a podium finish for the silver-plated driver. An amazing effort regardless if they keep the position or not. Ostracharch still trying to fix a move, but the back marker's not really helping. More getting in the way than anything. And the polystyrene there, ruthlessly taken out on the final lap. Simone Masi, no idea what's going on.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
I think, yeah, that was Masi that did collect the polystyrene, but either way, we go back onto the final lap now. This is the battle to the line. Adam Dutton and Adrian Zay, excuse me. It's Britain versus Germany. I haven't seen a battle this close since Germany's extended holiday back in 1941. But they're going to continue fighting all the way down. 2.6 miles left. 2.5 miles, excuse me. 4.0 kilometers. Dutton trying to take advantage of the back markers, flashing of the headlights desperately from Zay, just trying to keep ahead, but this is going to compromise the run. The McLaren gets fully alongside. The inside line will be had at the top of the hill for Adam Dutton. He gets his elbows out. He'll continue to have the inside, a hip check at the apex. That was more on Zay than Dutton, and the position is secured whilst all that's happening. Not quite as dicey of a conversation being had for our leader, Ernest Limbers, who's going to take the race win for round 1 of season 5 of the championship. The HSR Motorsports GT3 round 1 has come to a conclusion. Limbers takes the victory overall. Axel Casadilla comes home second, despite the fact they started all the way back in 5th, managing a second place finish. Matt Jordan from 8th to 3rd. Adam Dutton from 10th to up 6 positions to 4th. Adrian Zay up 4 positions to 5th. Adam Ostracharch up 1 from 7th. 9 positions gained from Jim Fox. 4 for Simone Masi. Giannis Mayer, our biggest gainer tonight at 13 positions gained, and rounding out your top 10 tonight is Aaron Manship in the pro category. Zay takes the win for silver. Jim Fox takes second. Verbruhi in third. Moving down to the red plate category, taking the win is Ozduru in the Aston Martin. Alongside him is going to be Orwanish. Alex in 19th position. And then last but not least, third position for Jonas Huben, who didn't have the most trivial race, it is to be said, but still managing a podium at the end of the day. Not a terrible effort. And yes, the stewards in this post race, well, they got a lot of work to do ahead of them. So big thank you to all of our stewards at the HSR Motorsports team, of course, and the racing has concluded. And we will, of course, be back next week at Spa-Francorchamps, one of the best tracks in history, as we get ready to do so. In the meantime, folks, head on down to our Discord, head on over to all of our socials, hit that follow button if you did enjoy the stream. On that note, though, we are going to be concluding, as I said, it will be next week, one of the greatest tracks of all time, and one that I think everybody knows. It is Spa-Francorchamps. That'll be our next week's. There's the teaser to the track. I hope everybody has a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. I've been Mike Noss here at the HSR Motorsports. Round 1 has been concluded. Ernest Limbers takes the win. And on that, I hope everyone has a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. Thank you, and good night.